you look dumb. You know what I mean? Like, it's just keep your life private.
This is Hard Parking, brought to you by Right Honda and Right Toyota out of Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm your host, Jhae Pfenning, reporting from my home studio here in Gilbert, Arizona. Speaking of my home studio, actor Steve Villegas, known best for On My Block, a Netflix show, as well as CBS's SWAT, came by the studio, sat right here in front of me, and we had a great, raw conversation. He was in town for the Lowrider Show, which is fantastic. So why not come over here and have a podcast conversation? And I got to tell you, that thing was pretty raw. One programming note, his camera died with 40 minutes left in the episode, but that's okay. I went through and I backfilled that with a ton of screenshots, a ton of clips from the movies he's been on, and I think I did a pretty good job. So make sure if you're watching this, if you get to that part, I mean, there's no reason for you to stop, but we do have a real closing, a live action closing at the end. So make sure you stick around afterwards because I want to give you some of my perspective and thoughts looking back at that conversation that we had. If you run a business and you're tired of juggling tools, chasing logins, and constantly feeling like the tech side of things is heavier than it should be, this might hit close to home. That tech fatigue usually shows up as an outdated website, reviews slipping through the cracks, missed calls when you're busy, or social media that's always on the back burner. Most business owners know something's off, but fixing it feels like a bigger project than they have time for. SparkForge exists to take that weight off. It handles the tech behind the scenes, helps clean up how your business shows up online, makes sure calls and messages don't get mixed, keeps reviews from slipping through the cracks, and wrangles social marketing so you don't disappear for weeks. If you're curious, there's a short discovery session, and it comes with 90 days free to actually see if it makes things easier. No pitch, no pressure, just a real conversation about what's working, what's broken, and what you can simplify. So head over to getsparkforge.ai/hardparking to get started. Steve Villegas.
What's up? What's up?
It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time in the working. Here you are.
Yeah.
So welcome to Hard Parking.
No, thanks for having me, man. It's been a minute. It's a long minute, actually. I remember it's been like, 2 years that you told me about it?
Probably closer to 3.
Yeah, 3? Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, a long time.
But I tell you what, it's worth the wait because you're actually sitting here in front of me.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me,
Got you fed?
Yeah. Stomach's full.
Got some Puerto Rican cooking downstairs.
Delicious, very delicious. Thanks to your wife, right? She made it or you made it?
No, I didn't make it. I made the drink.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for the drink and thanks for the meal, man. It was delicious.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And of course, behind me, I had to put this up that I bought from you the first time I met you.
Yeah. Oh, you bought it? I didn't give it to you?
No, I paid for it to support you, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want to say that was actually
Fuel
Fest. You know what? Actually, Noel put you on that. He's like, hey, come hang out, but hey, appreciate if you could support the homie over here. I go, oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
because I haven't watched My Block.
Okay.
Because it's a coming of age teen focused thing, would you say?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I hadn't seen it at the time. I go, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, all right, sad eyes, I'll take it.
Right. Okay.
But since then I've had it here in studio, but you're officially on the show, so now it's permanently behind
Got
me.
it, cool. How about your family? Have they never seen the show? Or your kids?
I don't know if my daughter has, because she's, I don't know, 20, what did we say downstairs? 26, 27 now.
Okay, so when the show came out, it was about 2018. She would have been what? And
You're making me do math.
Yeah, okay.
I don't do math. Yeah, whatever it was, she would have been probably first out of, she would have been first. She would have already been out of high school.
Yeah.
Okay. But Netflix then, like everybody has Netflix now.
Right.
And that was a Netflix show.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Exclusively.
That one and SWAT, yeah. They're both Netflix.
Yeah, and I want to talk about all of that, but I don't know your origin story.
Okay.
You and I, what I loved about when I first met you, not at Fuel Fest, but we were at Right Toyota. I think it was during maybe a bike building thing that we do, that Jane puts on.
Right.
They didn't do it last year, but we just sat there and talked.
Yeah.
No cameras, no nothing. We just talked about
couch,
kids and it was the couch. Yeah. That's funny.
I remember.
Yeah. I was like, that's cool, man, because the fact that I'm just a dude, and I don't know what your life is like. Like on the peak of your life, it's probably crazy.
Right.
I mean, yesterday at the Lowrider Show, I just kind of sat back and waited for you guys to have an opening to say what's up.
Right.
You know, but I've always said that for people that taste fame or in the light of fame, just a sense of normalcy sometimes is welcome. And so when you can sit there and just have this talk with somebody who wants nothing from you, right? It's got to feel kind of cool, you know, because it's cool for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that casual encounter with someone. Like my brother-in-law met DMX once in the airport.
Okay.
And he just sat there with him and talked for like 45 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
cool.
and it was awesome for my brother-in-law, obviously.
Right.
But I told him, I said, you know what? I bet you DMX loved that too.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a good feeling. I mean, I've all I can say is that I've never changed as much as success I had with the show or any other show. I've always made a promise to myself that I was never gonna change or let the fame or success get to me to a point where I feel like I'm better than anybody else. I still walk around with my kids. I still walk around solo. If I'm recognized, then it's cool. If not, then it's cool too. But I can still be a regular human being, even though people, you know, actually do, you know, when they recognize me, they'll ask for a photo and stuff like that. But I don't take it as like, nah, don't bug me right now, I'm eating, or don't bug me right now, I'm with my
Not
kid.
yet.
You know, no.
It could get to that point someday.
It probably could, but I've been in a position where I've been ambushed when I pick up my kids from school. And I stood there an extra hour and a half to take these pictures with these kids just to make them happy and keep a smile on their faces. So I got a taste of that little feeling of like, I can't go home yet because everywhere I walk, they're going to stop me. They're going to run to me. Can I take pictures? So if my house is about 5 minutes away walking and, you know, the kids attacking me, it took me an hour and a half to get there. I mean, I did it proudly, and I made all these kids happy to the point where even the principal came up to me and told me, "Hey, look, I don't even know who you were, but I saw all these kids going crazy for you, asking for pictures, and I just want to thank you for staying here an extra hour and a half to, you know, put a smile on these kids' faces, because for the first time in a long time there hasn't been like a fight after school."
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, "Oh no, well, you know, no, you're welcome. It's all love, you know. Like I appreciate all these kids, you know." Because, I mean, they're the ones that support me, you know? They're the ones that show love, and why not show love back this way, you know? But, yeah, if anything, if you like, one day I could even come and, you know, do a little speech for your you know, for the kids here at school. They're like, yeah, we would love to probably set something up, you know? So, anyway, point is I got that little feeling. But, again, it could probably be like, okay, that was your first time. Imagine every day, right? So, yeah, it could probably get a little exhausting, but I still go to like Six Flags with my daughter, and I get people asking me throughout the day for a picture. Oh, you're Sad Eyes from On My Block, or you're from SWAT, this and that. Can we take a picture? So I still take a picture, even though my daughter's there. My daughter kind of understands the situation, so she'll step back and she'll even offer to, I could take the picture for you guys. And
that's cool.
So, you know, she doesn't get bothered by it. She's used to it. Yeah, she's just very humbled by it too. She don't go around saying, "Oh, this is my dad." You know, if they find out, they find out. You know, and there's times where her friends find out, like, "I didn't know your dad was an actor." Like, and she's like, "Yeah, it's always been my dad."
He's
like,
just dad to me.
She's just dad to me. Yeah, exactly. So, but to other kids, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy." Whatever. So again, just because she knows I'm her dad and I'm on the show, she doesn't go out there saying, "Oh, this is my dad." Like, she's very humble about it too, just as, you know, I've taught her to be, you know, even though it could be anything. You could be the best player in football. Don't let it get to your head just because you became popular. Because even, you know, nowadays, social media has people, you know, thinking they're better than somebody because their following is at 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, aside from someone that they're in the thousands, you know. But again, social media kind of messed up a lot of things, people's personalities and, you know, just their way of being. And I guess I could say I'm an example of it, where just because I got all the fame and you know, people ask me for photos and this and that, it's still not getting to my head. Like, if anything, I embrace it.
You're right.
I appreciate it. and I keep it humble, and I keep going, living my life, and that's it. And just making people happy. Like when I do these events too, like sometimes people are surprised that they're, wait, I didn't know you were gonna be here, this and that, whatever. And then you get the picture, and I sign it, and we get a picture. But again, I embrace it. I accept it. I'm humble about it, and after that's done, I'm still the same person I was even behind the booth. Like it's just the way I was raised, man. Just knowing where you come from, knowing where you grew up at, and learn to appreciate the good things that come around sometimes.
Let's get to your origin story then,
Mm.
because some people, I would imagine, and I don't know, I'm just guessing here because this is nothing we've talked about. You're not looking up when you're 10 years old and saying, I'm going to be on TV one day, right? It's just trying to figure out what you want to do next. Right. And so what is your origin story? How did you get to the point of your first deal? What was life like for Steve, little Steve?
Okay, so I grew up with my parents. They were separated, but they were always there. To this day, they're still there. They're best of friends. There was a little, you would, as every kid, they'll see their family. Their mom and their parents fight. But always been there for us. My brother, myself, and so I can't complain about that. They always taught us what's right from wrong, how to respect people. Every time you go into a house, make sure you say hi to everybody. So yeah, they taught us pretty. I'm happy they brought us up pretty well.
Was that probably passed down to them? Because even from your parents, they themselves have two separate family branches.
Right. But you know what? Knowing both sides of the family, they are the same. Like the respect is the same. I understand why they probably, met, and they had a lot of things in common. Because my dad is, he understands my mom, and my mom understands my dad at some point, to a degree, where when it's raising their kids, which is us, and I never really encountered them being against each other. They were always like co-parenting, and they understood that, what he's doing is wrong. Yes, he is wrong. So I get a punishment. And same thing with my mom, telling my dad, he did something wrong. Yes, you did something wrong. You got to do it this way, and whatever it is. So they had an understanding together with, as a parent. And I guess that's why I grew up this way,
How many siblings?
I got two. I got two brothers, yeah. No sisters.
Where are you in the pecking order?
Well, you could say, okay, so I say two brothers because two brothers, right? But I got a brother from my parents' side, and then another brother from my dad. He had another relationship.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so and then so he pretty much grew up with us until he was probably like 11 years old. Then he started getting into sports in his hometown with his mom, and so I wouldn't see him as often. So now he lives in Florida. So if you want to be, I guess you could just say I'm the youngest.
Okay.
Because he wasn't with us throughout the whole time, So yeah, I'm the youngest. But adding my stepbrother, you would say I'm the middle. Yeah. But yeah, that's how that is. And then going back to the way, I guess watching movies was what caught my attention to first wanting to get into acting.
Like what inspired you?
So what inspired me is I grew up with watching, man, I'll go as far as like seeing my dad watch movies with Charles Bronson.
You know what, like Death Wish and stuff?
Yeah.
That's on my list. I haven't watched those
yet. You haven't?
No,
Yeah,
I want to see him though.
You would always see Charles Bronson, so I knew about that. Chuck Norris.
Of course.
And then obviously it started becoming, my generation, 2 or 3 years old. Then Jean-Claude Van Damme came along. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger, always, the Terminator and all that stuff. So it was always a lot of action movies, Steven Seagal, Sylvester Stallone, all those kind of caught my attention. And they were always like the main good guy, so the hero, the movie. And they looked badass. They were, cut
ice
up,
water in their veins.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yep.
Baby oil all over the,
right,
to look at the cuts and all that. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to be like, man, I want to do that one day. That'd be kind of cool to be like the cool guy, But throughout the time growing up, I was never put into like acting classes. Like my parents never put me into that. I was a quiet kid, so they probably didn't see some sort of like
like
that word.
ambition or anything,
Yeah,
right?
like I wasn't really showing
Desires.
that. It was just in my head, like that'd be cool, But again, I was always quiet, with family parties. I was always the quiet kid. So they didn't see anything like that. So they figured like, why are we gonna probably waste our money on this?
Sure.
So the one that they put into acting was my brother at one point because he is a little more talkative, and he did it for a couple of months, I think. But after that, he didn't do anything after that. It was just the acting classes, and that was it. It might have been because it was too expensive because acting classes can be expensive. So what happened is that just watching movies throughout my whole childhood life, once I turned like 18, 19, that's where I started taking it upon myself to go look for it and search for it. How do you get in front of the camera, or who do you go? Where's the castings at? I don't know anything. There was no social media back then. I didn't know anything. There was just figure it out, So then,
so what does that look like? Because there's probably people, because now there's so many companies that say, hey, we're one of those clients, and company X is looking for talent, and then you buy into this thing, and you're part of this pool, and there's debates out there on how many of those actually work versus how many are money grab, and then how many are organic. Like for you, what was that like?
So for me, it was again, you didn't know until you found out. So if you go to like this casting call that you hear through, I don't know, the radio, it could be driving in a car, they're going to advertise that. That's where you would hear it, and then you'd go to these things, and then they'll put you into like this thing where you pay monthly to, I don't know, I guess be in front of the camera or be in a movie and this and that, but then you never get booked. Then you start realizing, like, was this really legit or what? Then you call, and then they're like, oh, yeah, well, it's because you need to do this, and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know all this stuff, man. I thought maybe you just go in, you got a good look, or they like your look, they're going to send you to an audition, that's it. But it was just so much for me to I guess, understand at the time, because I didn't know anything. I just pretty much went from, okay, let me try to figure this out. So that's the part of the process of figuring things out. Now you know that's fake or that's not working for you. Let me try something else. But once you realize, like, you went to a legit, or so you thought it was a legit company that was going to help you in the industry, now it's like you can't even trust other companies now. So now it's like I don't even trust none of them no more. Like, so I guess one day a friend of mine, he used to work at a swap meet, and there was a certain actor that would just go to these little swap meets to buy his clothes, and he told me one day, he's like, hey, I have a friend that comes here a lot, and he's an actor, and he's worked on a lot of music videos, like with Game and Ice Cube and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I would like to talk to him, since it's coming from a source where he's confirming that he's been on these music videos. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. And
he's not some bullshit.
Exactly. So then one day I did go, and he happened to be there, and then he introduced me to him, and so he told me that, okay, so how I started is I went to this casting service, but this is for background work. You're just gonna be an extra.
An extra, yeah.
Yeah, and you just never know. You might get lucky and this and that. So he kind of gave me, he ran me game on how everything works, right? So then he gave me the number. He told me what buildings to go to in Hollywood. So I trusted that because he's actually working. And then, I pretty much went to them. I signed up with them. And now I was getting calls like, hey, they're looking for a so-and-so, for this part. You're going to be at a high school. You're going to be playing a high school student. Are you available on this day, this day, this day? And then I'll be like, oh, yeah, I am. So then,
hey, are they always on like inconvenient days too? That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to say
Tuesday
yes or
at
no.
9 a.m. You're like, shit.
Exactly.
Yes?
Yeah, you have to. So I said yes, whatever. And then I started doing background work for quite some time, and now I was getting paid. Now I'm like, okay, this is what I was looking for, like, to try to get into the industry somehow, some way, even if it's through the background.
Right.
But point is, I was getting paid. Then I started finding out that that's not where it stops. Now you're working, but now you're non-union. I'm like, what is that? Like
SAG?
What's union and what's the difference? And then they were telling me, oh, okay, non-union, you get paid at the time.
Yeah,
it was $64 for 8 hours, and then after that is overtime. I'm like, okay, so, and you get paid what? And then it's, well, I'm union, so I get paid $150 for 8 hours. I'm like, oh damn, so how did I get union? Like, how did? Yeah. They're just breaking it down to me, like, okay, well, you got to work 3 union jobs to get 3 union receipts. With those 3 union receipts, now you're eligible to become a SAG member and join the union. And you just got to pay a fee, a one-time fee at the beginning, like $2,700 to join at that time. So, man, it took me like years to get that because, again, I didn't have no connection.
Right.
You know, there was no social media. It was just you go work and you just mingle and talk to whoever else is doing background, and that's where you start figuring things out. Just the same way I found out how I become a SAG member, right? It was through somebody at a job site, you know, working background. So then, anyway, it took me, I want to know, you know what? The reason why it took me that long is because I had stopped after like 2 years.
Did you give up? Get frustrated?
I didn't give up. I ended up getting in a relationship. Yeah, and then, yeah, that kind of just, yeah, I just made decisions, thinking they were right decisions to, you know, get involved with somebody in the process of me trying to pursue the acting, right? But anyway, fast forward to that, ended up having kids, so, you know, that kind of held me back a little bit from, you know, focusing on myself. So now it was just focus on my kids now. And then I just had like a 9 to 5 or like a good maybe.
Right, you just had to put your aspirations on hold.
Yeah, and
so you can take care of the kids.
Yeah, and I told myself I'll be back within a year. But a year obviously turned into 2, 3, 4, and then the older they get, the more responsibilities, you know, come about. So anyway, it was about maybe 5, 6 years after all these working 9 to 5s, and I was working for Caltrans at one point. Got laid off, not because I wasn't a good worker. They just laid off everybody that they hired that year for some just, you know, little rumor.
That's like a third party city contractual.
Yeah, it was little rumors going around with like everybody that was hired that year, and they just laid off everybody.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was able to save up a good amount of money to kind of just live with it while I pursue the acting again. But this time I'm gonna go harder and stronger, and I promised myself that I was gonna do it. So sure enough, I went harder, stronger. I joined a different casting service, built a relationship with that lady, and she was booking me a lot of background roles and just networking with everybody. And then one day,
so were these like commercials?
This was commercials, movies, shows, even like game shows. Like,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so these game shows they're not. It's not an actual audience. Their audience
quite literally a studio audience.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So those people you see in the audience that everyone's clapping at the same time and they stop at the same time, like, it's because there's someone behind that, like, clap. Okay, stop clapping, like, clap, you know, like,
that's interesting. Yeah.
So they're all getting paid, you know.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of stuff like that with like with Jerry Springer, you know, not the Jerry Springer show, but
that style.
There was other. Well, no, it was with Jerry Springer, but there was a time where he was doing like a game show. I think it was a baggage or something like that. So he was the host, and again, the audience there, we were all getting paid. Maybe there was like 10 people that were just the guests from the outside, but yeah, everything was just a paid job, you know.
It is wild.
Just to be there in the audience and clap, you know. That was it. So anyway, one day I did get booked for a movie as a featured extra, which means I'm an extra throughout the whole movie, but I don't have no lines.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the one I was acting with was a friend of mine now, Noel G.
Oh, yeah. Friend of the pod.
Yeah. So the guy who plays Hector in every movie.
Right.
So mostly everybody knows about, right? So then I had a whole month with him and just, you know, getting to know him, chop it up. He got to know me, got to know him. And we had a whole month together, you know, just working on that movie. And once it was ending, that's where we kind of just like, damn, we're realizing like, damn, this is it. Like, our goodbyes, you know, like, right. It was nice meeting you, man. Like, it was nice working with you. It was
There's a lot of that going on in the industry, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasure. And I guess this is goodbye, man. Like, hopefully I see you around, you know. But one thing he did tell me is like, well, you know what? I want to still, like, chop it up with you, man. Like, I like you. You're a real cool guy, you know. Like, why don't you come to my church one day, you know? Like, you know.
Did you recognize, I mean, when you got to work with him, because this would have had to have been like way after Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
So Oh yeah, yeah. This was way after. It was even before the seventh part that he worked on.
Yeah.
It was before that. It was like
Like
a little
Purge time.
before-
I don't
yeah.
remember when Purge was, but I know Purge was
It was a
after
little
that.
bit after Purge.
Yeah.
And
Walking Dead
before
and shit.
before Fast and the Furious 7.
Yeah, okay.
Because I remember he went to the premiere of Fast and the Furious 7, but because he was working it a little after when I met him.
Sure. Okay.
So then anyway, how I met him is so I was booked on that. I didn't know it was gonna be with him. I just go and they told me I'm gonna be somebody's partner, you know. And then when I walk into the set, I see a bald guy, but the back of his head only. So I don't know who it was. I mean, I don't know who he is, you know. So I looked and I'm like, well, that's probably the homie I'm gonna be acting with, you know. And I just walk right by him. Again, I didn't see his face. I didn't acknowledge anything. So I go to this room where they had me sign the paperwork, and then I hear a voice, which is his voice, right? Or at least so I thought it was. You know, I recognize his voice from all these movies. I'm like, and I stop writing. I'm like, wait, is that who I think it is? I'm like, nah, it can't be him. Nah, it's not him. Whatever. So I continue, right? I'm done with my paperwork. I get up. I'm heading out the door where they had me at, and he's walking in, and then we bump into each other, and I was like, oh, there's Noel and shit. So it was him who I heard.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know, I thought I heard your voice or something. Like, it's crazy. And then he's like, oh, have we ever worked with each other or what? Like, I'm like, no, we haven't. I know who you are, you know. But, well, you're playing the homie or what? And he's like, oh, yeah. You're playing my homie too? I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's where we met. And then we had a lot of downtime. And that's where we started, you know, chopping it up, getting to know each other at the beginning. And I guess every day after that, that's where we started like really getting to know each other. So again, fast forward back to the ending of the set. He invited me to his church, Praise Chapel Whittier at the time. And then I went, I took my kids. Pretty much just continued, you know, getting to know Noel. And now we're invited to like these church events. So now I was seeing him every week, you know, every Wednesday or something like that. And so it wasn't after the set. We didn't stop. We continued, you know, connecting, working together, doing skits. And one time he did tell me like, hey, when I get a chance, I'm gonna introduce you to an agent, an old agent I used to work with back in the days, and see if you wanna, you know, go with her and see if she likes you and whatever. So I didn't want to bug him or anything like that about it. I was still doing my background work.
Yeah.
And something I don't want to do is make anybody feel who's already in the industry, make anybody feel as if I'm trying to use them.
Like they're like they are your stepping stone to get to the next spot. Right.
Exactly. So I never asked them like, hey, what's up, man? Like, when am I gonna talk to your agent? You know, whatever. I just, again, I'm doing my thing. Whenever he can, he'll let me know. You know, because again, I genuinely want to be connected with people in the industry, but in the right way. I ain't gonna kiss nobody's ass, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of that nowadays, especially with
I'm
social
sure.
media. Yeah, no,
I'm
for
sure.
sure. I could just name so many people, but it's almost, it's like the fake is acceptable and the real is not no more. Like, you could be real and solid with somebody, and for some reason that don't work anymore. Now you gotta be fake, and now you're using them and they're using you, and they know you guys are using each other, and we're just gonna use each other to get to wherever. And at the end of the day, they barely known each other for about a month, and now, oh, it's family, or these are our family.
Right.
Like, it's just so dumb. I see so many posts and pictures of people that I know that they've just met, and all of a sudden they're inviting each other to their houses and this and that. And I'm like, man, I've known this guy for 10 plus years. I've always supported him. I've always showed love to him. We've kicked it, we hung out, whatever. And I guess, you know, me being real and solid like that doesn't make anything like special to him, you know. I guess
Seems like there'd be like a lot of frenemies in the industry too, right?
For sure. And you know, you feel a certain way because you remember when you supported them when they were barely coming up, or where they were doing like little meet and greets too. And before me being in the industry, I would go and support this guy because I liked his acting. But now he's in a position where, you know, he's there, but I see him around. We say what's up and this and that. But what I notice is through social media is that you see people that he barely linked up with, and I don't know, all of a sudden he invites them to their house, and you just feel kind of like, damn, that's messed up. Like, I really genuinely like supported you, man. But I mean, I'll still support, but now I guess I know where I stand. You know, I will just be cool. We'll be cool. You know, and I guess I gotta be Instagram famous now, or my popularity has to be 2.1 million followers, and then you'll probably consider inviting me over now. You know, like it's just that's the way
it's
it
weird
is,
you
bro.
have to feel that way, but
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah, but it's cool.
How did you get your first big break? Well, I would call that, I guess, My Block, because that's something you're not just an extra.
Right,
you're
right.
a character spanning over multiple seasons.
Yeah, no.
How did that happen?
Well, that happened was because the agent that Noel introduced me to, she pretty much just sent me the audition. I read through it. I was excited only because it's at Netflix. On My Block wasn't even a show to even. It wasn't known. It was barely a show that was barely going to be started, like the pilot, I think. So it's at Netflix. So I was excited for that. I'm like, oh, Netflix, yeah, hell yeah. I read through it. I went to the audition in person. There wasn't no self-tapes back then. And I did what I did. You know, I acted, you know, my part. I got a call back like 3-4 times until they decided to go with me. And once I got that, I went to set. And
what did that feel like?
It was cool. I mean, again, it was a show that you didn't think it was gonna blow up this big. It was just another job for me. Like, okay, cool. And just did my part, you know? Again, all the actors that are on that show, for the most part, they were barely getting started too. There wasn't known faces or anything like that. So we all pretty much kind of came up from that show. So I did my scene. Everything was cool. I want to say after the first season that it aired, that's where it started becoming popular. And now people were expecting season 2. And then once season 2 came out, now it became even more popular. So now they're expecting season 3. And then it's just so on and so on, right? It just started blowing up now. But at the same time, I was also working on the show called SWAT.
So that kind of, you were kind of doing both things
I was
once.
doing both at the same time. So if I wasn't on SWAT, I wasn't on My Block. If I wasn't on My Block, I was on SWAT. So that was going on for a good minute, for like from like 2018 to like 2023, I believe.
Yep.
Just back to back, right? And
my wife watches SWAT sometimes downstairs. You know, she's like most women, like all about Shamar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, he's a character, man. He's cool. He's cool people. How I got SWAT though is it was so different from On My Block. So I already had it memorized, the audition, but I just felt like something was missing because I wanted to go there a little more realistic, you know, of like street life. Aside from, I know a lot of actors were gonna go in there acting like a little harder and probably overdo it, which is like, hey, what's up, and like, you know, go all crazy, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it a different way and more calm, but make sure I get my point across that I'm dangerous. Like, you don't want to mess with me.
Like the wise homie.
Yeah, and the ones that are gonna do the dirt are gonna be the homies behind me.
Right. Yeah.
So the calm one has to be the chill one.
Yep.
I mean, the dangerous one has to be the chill one.
Yep.
So when I did the audition, I before I went there, I got a piece of paper from my car, rolled it up into like a little cigarette, you know, and then I brought that in with me. And then there I just started doing my scene. And my last lines to that show was like, my family's been on this block since 1969. Like, we belong here. You don't, you know. And I got the cigarette and I threw it to the casting director's face and I walked away, which is something you just not do, or you just take a chance, or you just. I was kind of fed up. Like, man, I gotta get something, you know. So I turned away, and then I was like, shit.
Did I just do that?
Did I just do that shit? Like, damn. So then I turned around, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That was the character for me, you know. She's like, no, don't worry about it. Oh my God, that was very nice. Like, thank you for coming in, you know. And I left the audition just wanting to feel like, okay, I did the best I can do. You know, I didn't stutter. I killed it. I did everything the way I had it planned in my head. And the next day I wake up to missed phone calls from my agent, emails saying that I got the role. Even though I found out right there, I called my agent acting like I didn't know about it yet. Right. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I missed your call, I was asleep. And then she told me like, oh, okay, I just want to let you know that I don't know what you did at the audition, but they loved it and they want you to play the character as Marcos. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay, it's cool. Thank you. And then she's like, yeah, so from this point on, they're going to be the ones contacting you to give you all the details. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sounds good. Well, thank you. You know, I was just playing it smooth, you know, like, and then once we hung up, that's where the excitement was like, hell yeah.
Hell
That shit. I knew I was going to do that, man. Like, damn.
Nice.
So then, anyway, that's where I start seeing my emails again, and it tells me everything, like the description. We loved what Steve did at the audition, and we would love to have him as Marcos. So, with that being said, that's where the journey began for SWAT. You know, I killed the first scene that I was in, the first episode, and I made sure I went to that set just being sharp ready, you know, because I know I was going to go against A-list actors, you know. But even before that, I went to a table read where all the actors on the show are in a table reading their lines through the script. So
is that fun? It sounds fun.
Yeah, it was unreal.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was nerve-wracking because I'm the only newcomer here,
right?
And I see Shamar more. I'm like, damn, I remember this guy from like Soul Train and this guy from this and this guy from that. Like, damn, I'm actually in the same damn room, same table, about to read with these guys. Like, that's crazy, man. I better be ready for this. So then, as they're reading their lines, everyone's just reading the lines, you know, just kind of like a little bit acting. I'm going straight to like my lines to make sure I'm ready. So when it comes, I deliver right away. Yeah. So as they're and keeping track of where they're at on their page. And then good thing it was like maybe like 20 pages until it gets to me. I'm like, okay, cool. So then, but it was just, I was kind of just a little bit, I guess not starstruck, but like that feeling of like, I can't believe I'm here reading with these guys right now.
Right, yeah.
Trying to be on the page of my lines when they come, and at the same time trying to keep track of where they're at, where they're reading it. But it was like crazy because I'm like at a headquarters of SWAT. Like I'm in an actual studio where they have the set of SWAT. Everything looks like it's a headquarters of a police station, but it's not, you know. It was just crazy. It was crazy. I still remember it to this day. And then that was the first time I met my friend from the show, Kenny Johnson. And I just made sure that, you know, I delivered my lines with him when it was time to come. And yeah, we just kind of like looked at each other, and I was giving him the eye, and then he was giving me the eye, and it was like that. And we're like having a face off right here in the table. And it's like, damn, this is crazy. Like, I cannot believe this. So then once the table read was done, we all get up and we say bye to each other and this and that. And then just hearing Shamar Moore telling me like, okay, cool, see you on set, you know, was like, damn.
Like hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Did that
like,
just happen?
Yeah. And again, all this happened because I auditioned and I worked hard for it, you know?
Right.
And I didn't have to worry about social media because that was even really out there that much. It was just, IG was only about like photos. Mm-hmm. That's it. You know, maybe like 10-second videos.
The good old days.
Yeah, exactly. Just a photo and that's it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to worry about the influencers now or anything, just all that stuff. But anyway, I got that. And then when it was time to shoot, I made sure I came, you know, up and ready, like just ready to deliver because, again, I was going to go against these A-list actors. And I don't want to be the reason why, like, oh my God, man, we got called cut because he can't get his lines right. I wanted to be ready, sharp ready, and I was, to the point where when we were doing rehearsals that the director had us do, I delivered it so well that the director was like, oh my God, we should have just shot that. Like, that was perfect. So that even gave me a better, like, feeling, like, and the inspiration that it gave me, I was like, oh, hell yeah, man. Like, they love me, you know? Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's continue. So I was just more than ready. So then because of that episode, what happens is that other writers, before it airs, they play it for the writers and for the directors before it gets let out in CBS. So not just one writer watches this episode. There's multiple writers that see this. So that means there's a lot of writers that might consider bringing my character back, which is all those chances to like be brought back, right? So then, after that episode that I did, I was brought back in for a couple of more episodes on season 2, then back on season 3, and then back on season 5. and back on season 6. So I did a good amount of episodes on SWAT, to the point where that even got me recognition, which I'm able to do these meet and greets now because of that and SWAT. And I've done all kinds of other different shows like Deputy. I think I did a CSI one.
It's like episode here and episode there.
Yeah.
Before we continue with that, I'm thinking about the process of doing these table reads and just shooting, because that's just how my brain like processes stuff.
Right.
I would imagine, and it's weird to me when people say they don't do this, but I would imagine when it's done and you're going back and you're watching that episode, right? Like you've watched yourself.
Right.
What is that like how different or rewarding is that? We're like, damn, well, I remember us shooting this and we couldn't get anything right. And this dude over here off camera, a grip kept dropping the microphone and a bunch of silly shit. And then when you actually see it in the episode, it looks so much polished and different.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What is that like? Is it funny? I would imagine it's kind of entertaining.
It is funny, entertaining, but ever since I got deep into the acting game and I was able to see what goes on behind the scenes, it's impressive to me how it's put together.
Yeah.
Because you are doing section by section by section by section, right? And the magic comes around when it's time to edit it.
Right.
To make it look like it was a whole day that this person went through all this. But really it took a whole 2 weeks to put this, episode together. But the way they edit it, it looks like, and you do remember like what's behind you, what's in front of you. And because of that, I think that's where I focus a lot on movies. When I watch movies, since I know what's behind the scenes, I study their acting, which is like somewhere's cool. Like I'm like, okay, like for instance, Denzel Washington, I see certain facial expressions.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah. Amazing.
Oh, he's great.
Same thing with like The Rock. I'll see facial expressions or their timing, whatever, and I'll be like, okay, that was cool, but I know what's behind the camera. Aside from all the audience that watches it, they're gonna watch the movie because it's a movie that's entertaining and they're gonna watch it, but they're not gonna know they're not gonna study the stuff, right? And I am, and I'm like, oh damn, okay, I'm gonna do that next time on my next audition, or the next time I do something on set, I'm gonna do that. Like a facial expression. Like it works good.
Have you ever been like watching a scene, you go, that motherfucker right there was fucking high, or that dude showed up drunk and he was drunk all day and he couldn't say anything because we wouldn't let him talk, and so we just filmed around him?
No, actually, I haven't experienced anything like that, but I've heard stories that that's what happens, but that's the take that they keep because it's real.
Yeah, yeah.
You get the real drunk person instead of getting a acting drunk person. So I've heard stories like that, which is pretty cool. And they end up keeping that one. So then, but no, aside from everything else with me, I just study that and I take that as like my acting class, because that's pretty much what they're going to teach you at an acting class, is how to, make facial expressions and what situation you're in and how you got to act. Maybe you got to move your hands a little bit more, maybe body language. When you get mad, don't just get mad and just stay stiff. Like when you're mad, you start throwing things and you're like, get the fuck out of here, or whatever. You do all kinds of stuff, right? So then you study that. At least I study it when I watch a movie. And they'll teach that if you go to an acting class. So for me, I never took an acting class because to me, it's like just a waste of throwing your money away when you could just get it if you watch a movie. But if you see it in that perspective, you got to see it that way. Because if not, then you're just watching a movie, So I took that and I was like, okay, cool. This is going to be my acting classes when I watch a movie. So I've done a lot of, facial expressions, a lot of body language movements when I worked on SWAT or On My Block. I picked it up from certain movies, and it worked. Nobody's going to know where I got it from. Right. They're going to be like, oh, they did pretty good. And the proof is there, They brought me back for so many episodes. But it's also just, it's a way of, I guess, learning and studying the craft a little bit. And from that point on, it's just SWAT and On My Block have been the biggest ones that kind of got my name out there. So I kind of appreciate that and, embrace it. I've made friends, family from that. I've known the producer from On My Block for quite some time. He's a real good guy. He was there when my mom was when she had COVID, she was almost dying. He'd call up and check up on me. So yeah, you build a cool, solid relationship with these guys too. And same thing with SWAT. I'm real good with Kenny Johnson. We work together again, even out of SWAT. So yeah, we have a lot of things in common. He has a daughter, I have a daughter, and we're both fathers to our daughter.
Yeah.
Like we're there for them and everything. So yeah, you just build like relationships with these guys, and it's beautiful, because it was real, And SWAT and On My Block, nobody gave that to me. It wasn't given. I auditioned for it, and I appreciate it. I can't even. Nobody can say, "Oh, I hooked them up with that," because nobody did. It was just all solo on my own and just doing the audition. And the only thing that I could say that helped me out was just having an agent, which is what Noel got me. And that's all I needed, And that's it. I'll go from there.
How many people have you worked with? I don't want to take you from that michelada. I'm over there looking at it, and it's got like a layer of water on top of it. How many people have you worked with that, in having casual conversation, you've discovered did go to acting school versus not? Because I've had a few actors on here, friends of mine like yourself.
Right.
At this point, I mean, we're cool.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate you, man.
And I get like a whole wide range of responses. Because most people are like, well, I did this thing and then I went to acting school. Or I went to acting school, then I did this thing.
Right.
Or in your case, I studied, through hunger from what I'm watching, and that became an acting class.
Yeah.
So how many people have you interacted with, if that's even ever come up? It may not have, maybe it never came up.
Okay.
Has kind of gone through the academia of acting.
Well, I do have friends that go to acting classes, and again, I'm not knocking acting classes down. It's
and
just
I don't take it that way either.
It just wasn't for me. Also because, it did something to me. Because don't get me wrong, I did take one or two.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was just like I didn't like the feeling, of people being in front of me like that and just focusing. And obviously, when you're in acting class, you're gonna make a mistake. And again, it can be perfected, which is why you're going to the acting classes, and I get it. But me, personally, I just didn't like it because if I mess up and I hear someone laughing or whatever, and I'm like, like I'm not even mad at them laughing. It's within myself, like, this is kind of distracting me. Like I probably am like messing up, or I probably shouldn't act. Like maybe I am whack, or like I just didn't want to have that feeling, So that's why I didn't continue taking acting classes. I'm just like, you know what? If I audition, I'm gonna just be myself and read the description of the script, understand the storyline for what they give me, and just go based on that. And whatever it is that I've been through or learned through life, and kind of implement that into the screen. And that's exactly how I did with SWAT. I didn't ask anybody, hey, what would you do if you did what? Again, I tore up that piece of paper because I remember a cop talking to me and I'm giving him attitude. I remember a teacher speaking to me about listening in class, and I'm like ignoring him, like, okay, yeah, what, and what? Like I'm giving the attitude, right? So I implement all that stuff into SWAT, and that's it. I just kind of took like real life situations or real life matters and just use that as my, I guess, I don't know how would you use it, but like, I guess your way of just delivering the lines and make it as real as possible, because you don't want it to look fake either, like it's just something about me that I don't want.
It's a thin line, right?
Yeah, you just, it's weird. It's hard to explain. You have to kind of know. There's no school for the way, the process I took, to get that down. You just gotta know and observe and know what you're into, what's your craft, which is the acting or whatever, and just use it to your benefit. Now, if I want to be a comedian, I might go to a class to, I guess do comedy or something, or just know the timing and what you got. Don't be dumb where it look like you're trying too hard, like, then maybe, I might need that. I don't think maybe a movie could teach me that. Even a comedy movie, it wouldn't teach me that. So, but I have friends that they go to acting classes, and again, it might be helpful to them, you know, because maybe other people can't study watching movies that way. They just want to enjoy watching the movie, and that's it. They're not gonna pay attention, like, okay, you know, like if it's a class. So I think they just prefer to actual go a time. There's a time and place for it to be in class for acting, and then there's a time and place to watch a movie. You know, maybe that's the way they see it. But me, I'll see the movie and I'll learn from it. You know, but yeah, like I said, I got a couple of friends that do acting classes, and it's worked out for them. But the majority of people that I know that take acting classes are not even booking.
Right.
So they're spending money on these classes that are like 300, 400 a month, and you're not booking, then you're just throwing your money away.
Right.
And I guess now, I guess I'm a little against, again, going back to the social media, because it's becoming you don't need talent to be on a movie. You know, if your following is like this high, they'll consider you. That's it. You know, probably teach you a little acting here and there, but I don't want to say names of movies, but
I've seen stuff like that.
I've seen a lot of movies where the main characters are influencers, and the real actors that have been around the industry for decades, that have seniority in the industry, are the ones that have like maybe a couple of lines throughout the movie, little cameos here and there. Now they're not even using those talented actors as main characters anymore. They're using, and they got big names, you know, but they're using them as like the cameo actors that come in. But the main actors are influencers, and it's just, I don't even know how to describe it anymore. I mean, nothing against influencers. That's their hustle. They know what they're doing. They're probably happy about it. Like, hey, you know, fuck it. I got into it. Like, become an influencer then, you know? Like, they'll probably say that to me. Like, get your followers up or whatever. Like, okay, whatever. I don't need to do that, because, you know, I know I could do the acting already. It's just, I'm just going based on what I see, and I'm sure a lot of people see too now, is that influencers are getting more opportunities because of their popularity on social media, TikTok, whatever it is, right? And that's just the way it is, you know? I mean, there's big actors that even talk about this, like, well, now I gotta be an influencer to become, or to get a big role, you know?
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. So if they're saying it, and they're already established in the industry, they're saying it for a reason, because they see it themselves, you know? And I'm sure they probably don't like that, because they respect more of the craft and more of the talent than just the popularity game, you know? So again, that's just what it is, you know? But again, who am I to change that? I mean, if we all get together and say something, I'm sure it'll change. But now it's just like, you can't. Everyone's just, I guess, I don't know, like I said, using everybody in a friendly way to get to a different position of whatever, you know? But there's this saying where it's like, the faker you are, your circle will be bigger, and the more real you are, your circle will be smaller.
I think I've seen that. Yeah. Something similar.
And it makes sense, because I do have a small circle of friends, because they're the real ones, you know, and they know what's up, you know? And I do see a lot of people with a big circle of friends, but I know that they're faking it. And I know they're all fake within each other. Like, I see it. It's just, it's obvious. But nobody's going to say that, because they're using each other, is what I'm saying. Like, this guy has popularity. Oh, let me become friends, because his social media, we're going to take pictures, he's going to show me, boom, boom. And then this guy's going to use them because, oh, he's a main actor. Like, he's been an actor for years. Let me become friends with him. Boom, boom. They're going to see me with him. And it's...
And as soon as something happens, you look up and they're all gone, because they haven't surrounded themselves with real ones.
Exactly. So, again, I've been kind of a little distant from all that, only because I can't be fake, man. I can't kiss nobody's ass like that, you know? I'll genuinely try to be a friend and be cool with you, but if I feel like you're expecting me to kiss ass, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
I have more respect for myself in that nature, and it is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, when, I don't know, if social media ever goes down, or which it probably won't ever, but I'm just saying, like,
I've always wondered that, though.
I'm positive, 100%
like,
sure.
what happens when Instagram just falls off the face of the earth?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I am positive that if that were to ever go down, or let's just say it goes back to like old school, right? No social media, and that's it. All those friends that you see on social media are gonna be lost. They're gonna be like, hey, we're not friends. Well, yeah, because I don't need you no more.
Yeah.
Your popularity on social media is gone. There's no more social media, so I don't need you no more. I don't need you either. Okay, well, we're not friends, and that's where you'll find out where the real ones are. Aside from the real ones, that we're still gonna be around. We're still gonna do things together. Me and Noel are still gonna be doing things together. Like, but I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to explain at the same time, because I know a lot of people are gonna be against what I'm saying. They'll probably talk shit, which I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, they're gonna say something, just say it to me, when you see me, and that's it, because I'm tired of. I'm just so sick of it.
There's a lot of bullshit
it's
out
sickening what I see on social media, man. Like, it's sickening to me. Like, because I know these people, I know them, and I thought they were friends, and I thought they were homies, and I thought they were cool. But then sometimes you come around them, and because they're with a bigger director or a bigger actor close to them, they want to act like they don't fucking know you and shit.
Yeah, they're all about the best deal that's in front of them.
Of course, and because of that, I'll just, out of respect, I'll be like, what's up? And if they don't say what's up, I'm like, all right, fuck you then. Yeah. And then I'll just walk away and mind my own business, and whenever I see you, I'll see you, and that's it. But I'm just tired of it, man. Like, I'm tired of the fucking fake shit. Like,
why is it like that? It's just the way Hollywood has already kind of, like, always kind of been like that.
I'm sure it's been like that all the time, but it's more so now. Like, and it's just like right in front of your face, like social media is like right in front of your face. You could see everybody's business, everybody's, you could just see everybody's thing. That's why I don't put my personal life out there. Like,
right.
I just kind of use it for like the work and, making connections with, whoever. Like, for instance, the event that we just had, at the Lowrider event, just show stuff like that, the people, the fans, and who I made happy, and repost and this and that, whatever, but I don't need to put my personal life out there, and I've seen a lot of stuff like that too, man. Even relationships, they post.
That's crazy. I've talked about that.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Like, why would you post that on Facebook or whatever?
It just looks dumb, because first they're happy, and then before you know it, they're being dumped, or they broke up, and forget this and forget guys and for whatever the hell. Then the next 2 months, the love of my life with another person, another guy, with another girl, whatever, and then before you know it, then they drop their relationship status to being single again, and single life, better life, whatever the hell, right? Then they get into a relationship. It's just, you look dumb. You know what I mean? Like, it's just keep your life private. Just, nobody knew what my parents did with us when we took vacations. I didn't know when my uncle took a vacation. I didn't know when my cousin went to college. I didn't know, nobody knew anything. Who cares? Like, who cares? You don't need to know nobody's life. If you see them successful or whatever, just that'll be talked within each other when you guys see each other in person. Catch up on things,
right.
But you can't even catch up on things no more with anybody, because you see everything on social media. Like, there's nothing to talk about no more, because you just see that already. Now you're just trying to find out how, I guess, how they're living. Like, I mean, you can't really talk about what you've seen already, because you see obviously that they're cool.
It's always the best of, like, because I have a different account, Jhae Travels, and that we do travel stuff, vacation stuff, right. And we still always talk about that stuff. But right. I keep that even separate than my main Jhae Pfenning account, because this is Hard Parking Pod and Jhae Pfenning. It's the podcast, it's the car, it's on a much smaller level. Like, you have the events that you do with the Lowrider Show. Maybe I'm going to be doing something somewhere here local.
Right.
And that's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's just my take on that, man. And it's just, again, I'm going to be cool with whoever's cool with me. And I guess you got to go through it, in order for you to, like, kind of speak on it. Because when I first started in this industry, I was just being cool with everybody. I was supporting everybody. I was going to their events. I was showing love.
It feels like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But when you start realizing, like, you're not getting the same support or love that you've been giving all these years, thinking you're doing right by a homie or by a friend or by what they say, raza, whatever. I'm gonna just be honest, man. Like, your own raza won't even support you, And I'm talking about this because I've been through it, and I see it. they'll support you to a certain extent. Once they see that you're probably doing more
Once
than
you're a threat.
yeah, exactly. They'll take you as a threat, and now they'll keep you under the shadows, and they probably won't even want to have you around. You know, they're important people because they're afraid that they might consider you to be and not them. It's just dumb, dude. Like, yeah, no. So it's crazy because you go to certain. I mean, you go to a different, like, I guess different, like, for instance, Arizona, right? Man, I've gotten a lot of love from Arizona. I want to say probably even more than where I come from. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do get love from LA, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's more appreciated over here and, out of LA, Arizona's been good.
People are real here, man.
Yeah, Texas has been good.
There's no agendas here.
Yeah, everything's cool, man. But come back to, like, your own spot. It's like there's always a competition out there. Someone sees a competition and you have no choice but to be like, okay, then I guess I'll compete with you too then, because you're competing with me. You don't want to talk to me because you're like you want to do your own thing. You want to be better than me. Okay, cool. Then I guess we can collab then. Because you're on a mission to be better than me or whatever it is, right? So you just kind of move along and just try to just keep yourself surrounded with other people that motivate you and are not afraid to share the spotlight with you, or maybe a workout video with you. Whatever. They want to share the same goals with you, and they're not hating, they're not gatekeeping, they're not whatever. It's just, let's work together, let's come up together. And this is a little bit outside of, my city. It's still in my city, but I'm just saying, like, the people. It's outside of the people that I've been around with for like 10, 15 years that I've known in the industry. And none of them really have, hit me up and like, hey man, I want to work with you with this and that, whatever. I go somewhere else, entirely different circle, but the mindset is different. Their mindset is like, yeah, let's work together. Let's create something together. Let's create a fighting scene together. Let's do something together. Let's grow together. I know this person. I always throw your name out there to let them know, like, what's up. And it's so different. And these people I've barely known, I want to say maybe like, about a year, maybe a year or two. But they've showed me that they ain't competing with me. They're trying to share the same goals with me. Aside from, my own people.
Let's go back to something, because when you got your start, you got linked up and you finally started doing these spots, whether it's a game show, basically somebody, no lines or nothing. And I think this is a hot topic right now. And a lot of people listening or watching this probably has this same question. With the advent and the rapid growth of AI, one of the fields that is directly impacted or threatened, I think, would be the acting.
Oh, yeah.
And not necessarily just the leading person, but the extras, right? The people in the crowd. Like, how much... That's something you could do then, but do you think that's even going to be a thing for people now or in the next couple of years? I mean, 2 years is an eternity, so I won't even say a couple of years.
Right.
It looks like the next 6 months
it's
to a year
fast.
Being an extra. Like, where do you see the future of that part is?
I don't know, man. It's gotta...
Because that's like your shit. Like, when you started off...
Oh, yeah. It was real people in the background.
Yeah, but that's what you got your paychecks from.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to say there's going to be obviously different opinions, and there's going to be a lot of opinions about it, talking negative on it, which is like, yeah, that's messed up, like, whatever happened to the real people and this and that, like, and then getting paid for it, whatever, right? But then there's also, like, if it's a big director, producer, whatever, and I'm talking about producer. Right now, what I just said is just people are trying to get a paycheck, right? Extras are trying to get a paycheck. Now, if it's a producer or director, they're thinking money. We don't need extras. We don't need to pay.
Right.
We'll save money. So it'll be better for us to use AI background. It's still look real.
AI people.
Yeah. And the only main ones will be like maybe 2 main actors or 3, 4. And we just use them, and then the rest could be AI. We'll save money and make money when the movie's released or the show's released. Now, you see, those are two different opinions, but the opinions from the director and producers, because they're funding the money and they're just thinking business-wise and saving money, and we don't need extras. We'll just get a bigger paycheck for ourselves because the audience in the outside world is going to watch it, and we're taking their money. Now, the background actors are worried because hey, I want to get paid for this. Like, I want to be part of the industry. I want to start getting to network people. Like, but you can't network with anybody if it's going to become AI. Now, the only networking would be social media, or just out in the real world. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's bad for the ones that are trying to become background, and it's good for the producers that are thinking business-wise, which is why, again, it comes down to having main characters, influencers with high followers, and the background actors with lines are the legit actors that have been around for decades that have a lot of more seniority than these influencers that have been around for like 5 years. So it's being shown in our faces that it's just in the best interest of making money. That's it. That's just what it is. You know,
yeah.
And I get it, you know, I mean, you got to survive, but at the same time, it's like you're just thinking about your success. Like, forget background actors. Like, who cares? We don't need them no more, you know? And that's it. You know, you just gotta make your money and that's it. Aside from the background actors who are trying to get in the game, they're gonna be, you know, sad about it. Like, damn, man, I can't even work. How am I even gonna ever become a main actor or get there if I can't even do anything like that, or I can't even network. I can't even get close to a director. Like, I gotta get a main role to be able to talk to a director. So how am I gonna get there? You can't, because there's no more extras, no more. They're using AI now, or if it's gonna come down to that, that's how it would be. And your only source of probably connecting goes back to social media. You gotta have a high following to be considered, to even be in the room
you have to
with
be
the
like
director.
kind of grandfathered in, which you wouldn't be if you're trying to get started.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like that even when I first started, because I remember when to get an agent, you would have to put in your headshots with whatever experience you have in the back of your photo and send it out and mail it out to all these agencies, and you'll be lucky if you hear something back. But if you don't, the reason why you don't hear nothing back is because your resume is not built. But then how are we supposed to build a resume if you guys are not even giving us an opportunity to act?
That's the classic thing, even in the normal business corporate world. They want people with an education, but the people with education don't have experience because they spent all their time in school. You have people with all the experience, but then they're going to say, well, you don't have the education. It's like, I don't know. I guess society just hasn't figured that shit out.
It's confusing, bro. But if you, as a person, look deep and think ahead of time on that, like, it makes sense. And then, and especially when it becomes that, you start telling yourself, like, damn, I was right the whole time. I'm not going to lie to you. Everything that's happening right now with the industry or the social media, and they're considering social media people being made, I told this to Noel, damn, like 9 years ago. I told him, like, man, you know what? I have a feeling about something with this. I have a feeling like now that people are like doing social media and they're following it, watch these guys become the main actors one day, man. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be all about numbers. And at one point, he was like, "Nah, gee, it's not like that. You know, they're not gonna let that happen. It's not gonna be like that. You're just saying that." I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it looks like it's gonna get there. Like, I'm telling you. So I think you should build your social media. Like, I was telling him because he was already known. You should build your social media up a little more, because when I knew him, when I first met him, he was barely at 30,000. And I saw that, I'm like, Noel, he's at 30. He should have been like, yeah, he should have been, up there. But he wasn't really on social media as much. And I was giving him the breakdown, like, you should start, doing stuff to get more out there, because they're gonna be focusing more on that. He's like, nah. I spoke to my manager. They're not. It's not gonna be like that. The people are against it. Whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. So yeah, fast forward to now. Now he told me, damn, you know what, Steve, you were right, dog. Like, you were right about that. That's one thing I could give you that. Like, damn, I fucking, he even said, I hate this damn. damn, I can't believe it. It's so fake now. I'm like, hey man, I told you, man. I told you this was gonna happen. I'm telling you right now what's gonna happen. Again, I'm not God or anything like that. I'm just saying you really gotta look deep and think ahead and kind of you just have to. I don't even know how to explain. You gotta pay attention to the way things are, and then eventually come to the conclusion like, yeah, it's gonna end up like that. Even influencers are gonna become the new directors now, because they're directing their skits, they're directing their commercials. Directors and producers are going to be considering that. Like, oh man, you did that yourself. Like, you produced that, you put that together. Like, oh yeah, oh,
me
that's
and
cool.
ChatGPT,
Yeah,
me and Grok,
yeah, exactly. And then be like, oh, okay, well, would you mind putting a commercial together for us? And what do you see now on social media? These influencers doing commercials for underarm deodorants, and they do it in, and it's gonna get to that, and again, it's kind of like I'm going way before this, like Tupac. I'm sure there's videos of Tupac. I mean, there is videos of Tupac where he's talking about a lot of things at that time of the year of what's gonna happen later on in the future that we see that's happening in the future. Then there's memes, or not memes. I'm sorry. Like there's clips of Tupac, and the wording on there is like, damn, Tupac was ahead of time. He knew what was coming.
30 years later, we're 30 right
years
here.
Later, we're right here exactly from what he said from 30 years, past that, before that. So again, he was probably one that to kind of like think ahead of time too. But yeah, it just makes sense, man. So I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own opinion about it. AI could be cool to someone's benefit, probably that has money already. It'll benefit them.
So do you like it or not?
Do I like it? Nah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Relative to your industry. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't like it. Not even just.
I think it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Even in someone's personal. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I what was it?
Because there's there's generative AI, which is what everybody's used to from social media.
Right.
Then there's like the back end AI, which is productivity and business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a huge pro and con. But I think the generative stuff is the super dangerous customer, facing things right now.
For sure. Yeah, I went to movie theaters not too long ago, and you know how they show little previews of like a commercial, and right off the back, like they were just showing the back of the heads, and it was zooming in. It looked realistic, but you pay close attention to like the head and the way the hair moves and all that. I'm like, is that AI? Like, and then they show the faces, and it just moves too clearly, too perfect. I'm like, oh my god, it's not even a real commercial. Like, I mean, it's not real people.
Yeah.
But it looks real. But you look at it and you know it's not. I'm like, damn, they're not even using actors for this type of
There's
stuff.
There's crazy ones. There's so much on X.
Right.
For you, do you think you've been typecast? And then what kind of opportunities would you like to see happen? I guess 3 questions. And then how difficult is it? Because I feel like your industry is really, despite we've talked about it a little bit, but it almost comes down to, unfortunately, who who you've worked with,
right?
Who's went golfing with so and so's cousin is this, and uncle is this, and nephew is this. Because it seems like it's just really difficult for the people that I know. Why do you think? Well, number one, do you think you're typecast?
Oh, okay,
so
that
you keep the same roles. Mm-hmm. And then what do you think it's going to take to get that breakthrough, if there is a breakthrough? Because my block was, if I did my block, I'd be like, fuck yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
And then getting on SWAT, I'm like, okay, cool, this is it.
Yeah, right, okay. Okay. So do I get typecast? Yeah, I do. I do get typecast. Can I do more than that? I could,
It's got to be frustrating as hell.
But it is frustrating because I know I could do it. Are they going to see that side of me? No, if they don't hire me. Yeah, I could do the audition. I know I did good in the audition. But now there's a lot of people that do good in the auditions. Now it comes down to what look they're looking for. It also comes down to what I just kept telling you again. Now they're asking for what's your following on social media. Why ask that? Why ask that question? That question shouldn't even be asked anymore. Like,
do you think it matters with the production studio? I guess from what I learned, it's not even the studio is like one of the last steps, right? It's the the writers and everybody, they bring it, and if it gets greenlit, then you have to find a studio to go ahead and do it, and then you got to find the talent, right? I mean, that whole process has got to, because I know some movies that come out and you don't recognize anybody.
Oh yeah, you don't.
You know, and other ones they're looking for that. So there's probably, I would imagine there's definitely levels to this shit, and who the writer, who the agents are, where they're connected. Because I know that there's some movie, like I said, some big movies where you don't recognize anybody.
Right.
But then maybe breaking through to that, past all the layers of all the middle managers, let's call them, in Hollywood corporate America that are gatekeeping and not letting anybody get through.
Yeah. 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 I don't even know, man, how to explain that one. But it's just, I do see a lot of faces, and I do ask myself, like, I don't even know who this person is. I look them up, and it just goes straight to the social media, you know, and then their following is big. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I know why you got it, you know. But yeah, it's I could play any. I mean, I don't want to say any role, but like for SWAT, I try to throw myself in as like maybe becoming a SWAT member, you know, and I gave them a little storyline of like maybe this happened to me, maybe I ended up here, and then since I'm close to one of the characters on SWAT, maybe he comes up to me and tells me like, hey, you know what, like
we could use you.
Yeah, look, man, you're this is what happened to your brother. You know, you should consider getting out of this game, man. Like that's it. You know, just let me help you. You know, just join SWAT. Like consider. I mean, not in that sense.
No, but
not
get
that
it.
way. But like
Sure,
kind of like at least to that. Or my character might be thinking about like considering it, but like I don't work with cops, you know, like type of thing. But then I might consider it if I really sit down and think about what happened to my brother and this and that, and it's gonna be one of those moments where, okay, man, I'll give it a try, you know. Then boom, you don't hear nothing about me for another like maybe 20 minutes, and then you start seeing like maybe it could just be a scene of like somebody's body, like you don't see the head, right? You just see someone like, you know, doing like the shooting ranges where like boom, 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 maybe the back of their head, doing all these things, shooting everything at a direct target, knocking all these things down, and then one of these like opening moments where it's like walking back and then he turns around and it's me, and then it'd be like, oh damn, like Marcos turned into a SWAT member. Oh, that's crazy. That would be, oh, you know, I feel like that would have been like a cool little opening for me to open up to showing a different side of character I could become, you know, and become a SWAT member. Did I get that opportunity? No, I don't know why. And nowadays, since you're not just given these opportunities to show a different side of a character you can play, your only source of showing that is social media. So now I've been working a lot with like friends of mine that are into the same thing that I'm into, which is the fighting, kind of like, you know, some John Wick style, you know, fighting and doing little clips here and there, creating little scenarios now, little story clips, like little storylines. It could be 2-3 minutes, but if it's catchy, people are going to watch. That's obviously going to get to somebody, you know, that's a producer or director, whatever. It could get there. And then before you know it, they'll be like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Well, I'm looking for someone that can do something like that. Oh, he's an actor. Okay, cool. Let's consider him. And I might get hit up by my manager or agent, you know? And that's how you can go about like showing a different side of a, you know, character you can play.
Do you think streaming's going to take like fully? I mean, right now it seems like streaming is, on the consumer level, streaming is the industry leader, right? So it's like, okay, this series is on Amazon Prime, so I got to make sure I have Amazon Prime or Paramount, right? Or Netflix. And I know, especially with the big SAG-AFTRA thing in streaming services, I think last year, maybe 2 years ago, was like a big deal before they went back to the table. And I wonder that because, you know, with My Block, that was your thing, but I have no idea if that was even a good deal or not, or if there's just kind of a way to get out there. Mm-hmm. Whereas SWAT made for network television, you know, and then I also wonder, again, a twofold question, and I don't know if you've had these conversations with your co-stars, but it seems like people who are in network television, like take Ice-T, right? He's been doing this show 30 fucking years, or however long it's been. And I'm sure at this point, I mean, he gets paid very well, and he probably has no interest in doing the big movies anymore, right? Because being on these shows pays.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had that conversation with people like, hey, do you ever want to do big film? Because I understand it to be almost like a completely different thing. To us, it's the same on my end. But
right.
On your side of it, it's almost like a completely different ordeal.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the movie industry is kind of a little funny now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't really consider unless it's a big movie, but you don't even know if it's a big movie or not because when you get these auditions, they don't put the real name on there.
That's right. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, they just want to see if you could deliver this or not, and then you'll find out what movie is it if you get hired for it, and then that's where you jump up and down if you're excited, you know. And a show, they kind of do tell you what show it is because it's already on a whatever season, whatever episode. But yeah, I would be like on that Ice-T level. Like I would prefer just being a continuous character on a show because it's a consistent, job and it's paying and it's cool. You're still working, you know. Yeah, but I would prefer that more than a movie. Yeah. Unless it's like a big, huge movie, but then you don't even know if it is or not when you audition. Unless, again, if it's through someone you know that'll hook you up with that or throwing a good word in for you. And yeah, I got something like that with, but it was a small little role. I didn't have to audition for this role that I got for Bel Air, the show Bel Air. And I just took it. I just said yeah because I'm like, oh, Bel Air, I watched that show. Like it'd be cool to just like I said, I was a part of it, you know? So I took it, and it was just a quick, simple little line, you know? I was like a UPS mover, you know? And I had lines with Will on the show. And then that was it. I was like, oh, yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just here to move everything around. And then I just walked away, you know? But it was cool because being part of the show already, I already watched it, so... But yeah, man, it's just I guess that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm not as active as I probably was before because I see how the game is changing, and I don't want to stress myself too much to putting in a lot more work than what I'm supposed to because I already know I've put in a lot of work and I could put in a lot of work, but is the opportunity given? No, and I'm not gonna kiss ass, you know. It's just that. The opportunity is given, then you'll see my hard work. But if it's not given, then how am I supposed to show you that, I work hard for this? Now, personal life, I am working hard. I do a lot of things on the side. I just prefer to keep that, low key for my purposes. I just keep making money, bro. Just keep.
Well, you were talking about earlier trying to find other ways as well.
Right.
Because I know you do the traveling, you do the signings and stuff like that. I know that a lot of times those things are to kind of just keep things more steady.
Right.
But is it a passion project at all? Or is it one of those deals where it's like, if I'm getting the 7-figure deals, maybe I don't have to do this shit no more?
No, honestly, I will still love doing them, man. I mean, it's fun. I like being around people. I don't want to... I just love being around people. I love interacting. I love signing. I love, if they want to buy a photo, it's just like, okay, cool. It makes me feel like, okay, cool. People are still...
The people love that too, by the way. You could tell it's genuine. Like, they love that shit.
No, they do, and I don't want to change, and I'm never going to change. No matter how much someone will try to change you, I don't know, that's a whole different thing. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to change my personality. I'm not going to change how I am as a person to keep wanting to do this, whether, if I make, like, for instance, a show, on SWAT, if they booked me on that, I would still be doing these meet and greets. Like,
that's cool.
Why not,
Yeah.
Like, why not? It's just, that's the only way you could just show love to fans, Like, they probably just want to talk to you. Like, damn, what would it be like just talk to this guy? Like, oh my God, it'd be cool, Yeah, I don't know. I'll still keep doing them though. Like again, I make money throughout the week, and just because I do that, I'm not like, I don't need to do these meet and greets. I'll still do them, I still want to do them. I still, just do them. you know.
What I do know is like, let's say, I mean, your agent calls you and they're doing a commercial for, I don't know, First National Bank and Trust,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you spend all week working on that. You may not ever be in the actual commercial, right? But you're still compensated for your time, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's
for
a
sure.
good that's a good income without
Yeah.
even having to be in the limelight.
Right, for sure. Oh yeah, I've seen stuff like that where I don't even tell people no more like what I'm working on sometimes because I don't want that to happen. Because it's happened before where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on this and that, whatever. Like for instance, I'm gonna just say it.
They're like, where are you at?
Yeah, like on Tax Collector, had a good like maybe 10-minute scene, and when we were filming it on set, it was a whole day of filming that specific scene. I went to go get a freaking prosthetic arm made for me, you know, because they were gonna break my arm on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did all that for them to just show 5 seconds of the damn movie, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm over here telling people, oh yeah, I'm working with so and so, this and that. You know, you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be tight. You know, I'm pumping up the movie, pumping up the film. Yeah, and they just they only show like 5 seconds, you know, and then they didn't even invite me to the fucking to the premiere either. So I'm like, okay, that was cool. I'm like, whatever, you know. And you do feel a certain way because again, it comes down
to.
Yeah, it comes down to where like, man, you guys, we were cool. Like I was at the rehearsal table.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the karate class. I was like, it was cool, you know. I did my job. I put in the work, whatever the hell. And then, 5 seconds of the scene, and then I didn't get invited to the premiere. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. But that's what I'm talking about. Fake.
Yeah.
You know, you genuinely trying to work and show love to and support to people or, you know, whoever you want to work with, for producer, director, whatever it is what it is, dog. I mean, I'm not even tripping anymore, man. Like at the end of the day, like
still get paid for it, but it kind of messes with your opportunities.
Yeah,
you know?
but
because I've heard that before. Like there are people who they'll spend all day filming a scene and they don't even make the movie.
Yeah,
much less a few seconds. It's like, wait a minute. It's not like I'm a A-listed actor and you cut 20 minutes out. Like I'm trying to fucking make it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, then you don't know, and that scene's come and gone. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you blink your eye, you'll probably miss me. But it's like good 5 seconds, and I was a little bummed out. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. All right, cool, whatever. I was shown the deleted scene. I think from a friend of mine. She sent me the deleted scene. I'm like, damn, that would have been dope. Like, but see, I didn't even record that because I thought maybe I'm like, I'll come back. I'll be able to find it on YouTube again. I can't even find it. Maybe it's got to be worded specific, like very specific. But I can't find it. But I did see it once. I'm like, damn, that was pretty cool. Like, I mean, it was tight because they break your arm and, you know, they have you get up, pick up a quarter, you get talk shit to. They you know, they do what they do to you. But it was cool. It was a cool little scene, man. It was with Shia LaBeouf and all that stuff.
I was gonna ask, how was that?
Yeah, it was cool. It was good. It was pretty intense.
Did you have any dialogue with him? Not on screen, but just off screen?
We were talking a couple of times. I've seen him a couple of times at some events.
Yeah.
I went to one of his little acting.
Is he crazy
sessions.
or misunderstood? Because my wife and I, not to like, you know, turn it on Shia LaBeouf, but I mean, we've watched him in movies. We're like, God, this guy's got so much talent. He's so damn good, but it's just like shit, man.
You know, he's got a lot of talent. And the other time I was watching the movie Disturbia, and you could even see his acting and he just looked happy. Like he enjoyed acting. I don't know. I guess, you know.
Yeah, it's his life. It's his way to.
But he was younger. He was probably like in his maybe 20, 21, whatever. But he looked happy, like to film again. I don't know. It's just that's what he did real good. And then, you know, situations that's going on right now with him, I don't know. I mean,
I saw the videos.
Yeah, nobody really knows what one is going through.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like I've come across him I will see him every day at the rehearsals, try to chop it up with him here and there. Even after that, again, I went to one of his acting things just to support what he's doing. Try to chop it up with him, but it almost seems like he didn't want to be bothered to the point
But
where
that's him though, right? I mean, he's kind of.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to. Again, it goes back down to what I told you earlier. Like,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely trying to be cool with you.
Yeah,
I'm not kissing your ass. I'm trying to be cool with you. Trying to chop it up with you. I'm trying to be a friend. You know, I'm trying to get to know you. You know, because I did support and watch your movies. I seen them all. I seen all, not just Transformers. I seen Eagle Eye and all that stuff. I mean, I supported his films. You know, he's a real good actor, and he's cool. You know, and on set he was pretty cool too. He respected what I was doing on set. You know, he gave me his not his blessings, but he was just more like, hey man, that was dope, man. That was good. Like,
that's cool.
You really are. You're putting in that work and shit. I'm like, no, thanks, man. Because yeah, on the movie I do get like hit, a lot, and I was getting hit. You know, I wasn't acting it. I was actually like, boom, like, getting hit.
Yeah.
And the whole day going through all that, my jaw was kind of hurting already. I was like, damn, that's okay. But it was a whole day, and at the end of the night when I was done, yeah, my jaw was like hurting already. I'm like, fuck, man, what? I should have acted this shit out when the camera wasn't even facing me, because I was still getting hit by the other actor. And, doing this so much, it starts irritating like your jaw and your skin.
Wow.
So the point is that Shia, he was like, oh, you're taking that shit like a G or whatever. I'm like, no, yeah, that's the film industry, right? Like, we just, whatever. And then after that, yeah, I went to his acting classes, maybe about when he started something and I went there and I just genuinely just said, hey, what's up, dog? How's it going? Whatever. And he's like, yeah. Like he didn't really know, like he didn't know me. But prior to that, before that, we were talking, we took a picture together. We did all this stuff at a little concert that was put together by another homie. And we were chopping it up. We were like, hey, what's up, man? How's everything? Yeah. So I was like, okay, we broke the ice already. Everything's cool. Like, everything's good. He's a real cool guy, But then when I went to this acting class, and I even went like this, I'm like
it wasn't even you.
Like I stopped him, like,
you're like, dude, hey.
No, but yeah,
exactly.
I stopped him, like, Shia, you know who I am, right? You remember me? He's like, yeah. And then he just walked away. I'm like, fuck. Like, I just felt like stupid, Like, I felt a little dumb. Like, this is why I kind of keep quiet a lot, because I don't know what the reaction might be, or what they're going through that day, or whatever it is. But I could only speak for myself. I wouldn't be like that with somebody, even if I'm going through whatever I'm going through. I always just put a smile to my face. I could be going through something right now, and you might think that nothing's going on, but no one knows. But I'm just putting a smile on, and just to kind of just not show that side. But again, yeah, he did that, so I'm like, damn. Like, I don't even know what to say no more. Like, after that, I didn't even acknowledge him no more. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But as far as that, I mean, I could say I saw his cool side, his dope ass personality side. Wanted to get to, like, kind of know him a little more as a friend. Like, I don't need nothing from him. I just just didn't want to talk to him and be cool, and that's it. Just say that he I could probably have been saying like, oh yeah, he's a cool homie or something like that, but I can't even say that because I didn't even get a chance to know him like that. But again, I'm not gonna kiss anybody's ass, for this. It is what it is, But he was cool. He was cool. As far as anything else, he was cool. And whatever it is that situation that he's, I don't know. I really can't speak on that. That's messed up though, like all that, the fighting stuff and all that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I saw those videos on X. What's next for you, man? Like, what do you want to do?
Well, no, I'm still doing the acting, man. I mean, I just
know you're still acting.
I just finished a film out in Mexico not too long ago.
Okay.
In Puerto Vallarta, before all the chaos that's going on.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy too, isn't it? We were there last year.
Yeah.
Fortunately, obviously, before everything that just popped off a couple weeks ago. But
no, for sure. But I was filming out there I was out there for a good 2-3 weeks. We filmed about 70% of the movie, and then I think we're supposed to be shooting out here in LA for the last 30%. But I'm still waiting to hear word for that or on that. But it should be done this year, hopefully. Yeah. But I'm filming that.
Any like you don't have to say what, but any opportunities that could just be like, yeah, you guys just wait and see. Or at this point, you've done so many things that should have been that weren't that. So now you just kind of wait and see what happens.
As far as like filming wise, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like something if I filmed and
right.
and
So it's
stay
not
tuned?
like, yeah, for instance, let's say you just got done, and this isn't even a movie, but let's like you just got done working on Marvel's first like true adaptation of World Hulk or whatever, World Beater Hulk. It's like, I can't say shit. You just have to wait till the movie comes out.
yeah. Nah. There's nothing to say. I mean, even if there is something, I would probably give a hint about it. I wouldn't hide it. Like, I'll give a hint. Of course, there's certain things you just can't say probably. But as far as right now, no, there's nothing. Just that one film.
What do you do when you're on location?
When I'm on
Is there ever
location,
time to just like walk around Puerto Vallarta and
yeah. No, there was time.
check out the beach and shit?
Yeah, at first I didn't want to go out because again, it was my first time in Mexico.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what? No kidding.
Yeah, it was my first time ever in Mexico. I've been to TJ and all that, but like Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, first time. So it was kind of like a vacation / work.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit less of vacation and more work because we were working all day and night. So, and then it was super hot. After I was done, I just wanted to lay down and sleep. But I did walk around a little bit just to kind of say that I was here, you know. But it was nice. It was real nice. There's not really much. At least, again, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, but I didn't go there to vacation. I just went there to work and whatever time that I have off to just kind of do a little tourist thing.
Yeah.
I guess that was my vacation, right? But it was fun. It was cool. And I guess when I'm not doing it, if I'm not up to date with studying, I'll be just reading my scripts just so I could have that like already ready and perfected, you know, if there has to be any changes or whatever. But like if I was on set in SWAT, even after I was done, I would want to just stay there and just kind of see and observe, like, you know, how things run and how things are. I don't know. I just like being on set, bro.
Yeah, it's like being a student of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just want to learn more and more and more. I don't do much, you know. I like to be around, still talk to people. But if I'm tired, I'll be in my trailer, you know, like laying down and sleeping or something.
Well, just because it's on brand, let me get you out here on this. And I think we talked about it a few years ago. I don't remember, but any car aspirations, like what's something you like? Do you like the stuff that's, I wouldn't say stereotypical. Like we just went to the Lowrider Show.
Right.
I mean, you were actually working the show, signing autographs and shit. And, you know, lowriders are, to me, you have two different classes of legit cars on car shows. You have the concourse, which is everything is white glove and has to be perfect.
Right.
But then there's everything in between. And then you have the lowrider cars, because from what I've ever seen, no group of cars is ever done like lowriders are done.
Right.
Nothing. There's nothing out there like lowriders.
Right.
But for you personally, like, what is something that you would like want to roll around in when you get that big contract and you're like, F you money.
Yeah.
And you're still going to be you, but everyone should have a fun car.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and they have their daily.
Right.
You know, what is your like ideal?
I guess, you know, the lowrider scene, those projects on a car are beautiful.
Most of them you can't drive either, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, you could, you can, but
Most
some of them,
yeah.
Some of them are fixed up pretty nice to where you wouldn't mind just cruising it around, you know, like a beach or something, you know. But I like Impalas. Like the Impalas are nice. The Bombers are nice. I mean, I wouldn't mind that's probably where I would want to throw some of my money on, you know, if I were to just have that, you know, do whatever money and shit. That, and I guess a car would be like I've always liked the Porsches.
Okay.
Porsches, yeah. I don't need nothing too crazy. Like, it'd be nice. I mean, Lamborghinis and stuff like that, but
I don't think you could fit in a lot of Lamborghinis.
I know that's pretty small, but I mean, just the style of them. Yeah. So some of them are pretty nice, but at the same time, it's just like I hear the prices on these things. I'm like, damn,
well, they're ridiculous.
Like,
yeah.
Not that I wouldn't. I don't know. I would probably want to throw that more into a house than a car, you know.
Yeah.
And same thing with like jewelry and stuff like that, where, 10 G's on this or 20 G's on my chain, whatever. Man, I would prefer a damn vacation or a car or something like that. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just not big on that stuff,
The funny thing is with the jewelry, and I've heard this is kind of like the rich person's playbook, is you can buy it if you want it and collect it, but you never wear it.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing some fake shit because no one's going to question if it's real or not because it's you with it,
Right.
Like Money May could be walking around, he's got all this shit on him, but most of it could be like straight Fugazi.
Right.
Because no one's ever going to question it.
Yeah, nobody, exactly. No, it's come across my head like that to see stuff like that and actually wonder, like, it probably isn't. Because it shines almost the same. I mean, no one's really going to tell unless you, like, really go, like, look deep into it or you have the little things that...
And if someone robs you...
Or someone robs you, yeah.
They just robbed you for,
Yeah, you think about
$700 worth of fake shit versus $70,000. Not even $700, like $70 worth of fake shit.
Yeah, man, it's a stuff like that, man. I feel like it's like a cocky thing. Like, yeah, I'm wearing this chain and this and that. But you know what? Like, you don't even know if this next person is wearing a fake one, and he might look better with that chain than what you look like. It's weird because it's a mind thing that tells you that because he's got that big chain, like he's got to be respected. Like, man, whatever, dude. Like, it's weird how people think of you because
of what you have and
what
how
you have
present
on
yourself.
and yeah, exactly. And it's same thing with clothes, bro. Like, I see people like Gucci or Louis Vuitton pants or belt, whatever, but they're wearing that thing like halfway,
tacky as hell too, by the way.
Yeah, wearing it halfway down their ass, and it's just like that don't even look right to me, man. Like, yeah, it's expensive, supposedly, whatever, but you get this other person over here just wearing a pair of jeans, white Air Force Ones, and a white T-shirt. He probably look better than you. Like, it just because he looks put together a little bit better and classier and whatever. And it's just a T-shirt, jeans, and Air Force One. You're wearing this expensive ass shit, and they don't even look right on you. You look like you're sagging your pants, like you got shit on your pants and all that. Like it's just dumb, dude. Like, but whatever. Like I just. It's a show to me, bro. Like, I see it and I just like, oh, okay, cool.
In the industry, I'd imagine the more you're around it, the more you see it.
Oh, yeah.
Last big question is, what do you have left to prove for yourself? I don't think I've ever asked anybody that before, but I'm asking you.
Prove to myself, I don't think, not so much to my own. I mean, if the opportunities are given, yeah, I want to prove to myself that I can accomplish or I can deliver the job that's being either given or I've earned, instead of doing like a thug, gangster role, whatever, I can do something else. And that's probably one of the accomplishments or that I want to just do before anything, and also aside from that, just try to be there. I think the main thing is just to be there for my daughter, bro. Like, honestly, my main accomplishment would be just making sure she's good. And once she's 18, 19, or whenever she's ready to just make her own life, I could just say that, I did the right thing, It's not even so much about me anymore, bro. Like, it's about her. Not saying not necessarily just not about me, but I'm just saying, like, everything I do is kind of like for her, and whatever's extra will be just for me to play with, But yeah, every time, when I leave to these events, I'm obviously away from her, and I always tell her, hey, when I come back, I'm gonna give you $100, like, but again, I'm not just giving it to her. Just I do tell her, like, but when I come back, I want your clothes put away, where they belong. I want your room clean. I want your shoes put together, the restroom that you use to do your nails or whatever it is, keep it clean, whatever. Do all that, and you're getting your $100, because I'm over here making money, and I just want her to know that, that's just life. You're gonna have to work for it, work to get paid or whatever it is, and earn it, Just I'm not gonna just give it to her and spoil her either, But yeah, I guess that's my main thing to accomplish, is just finish with my daughter, which I won't ever finish, but I'm just saying, like, her teen years and her high school years, whatever. Make sure I'm always there for her whenever she needs anything. That's just my main thing. And same thing for my son, but my son's in a whole different level right now, and he's with his mom. So
I just hope he gets through it, man.
Yeah.
Those years, man. I mean, like we were talking downstairs with my wife, and our kids are grown now, and now you're going through it.
Yeah.
And the father-son, no one's going to butt heads harder than a father-son in most families.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, that situation turns around in the future. And,
hopefully.
And, my son and I we butted heads so much because he thinks he's the alpha because I'm never home. Sound familiar?
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah, I know.
now, I mean, it's so different. Now we're drinking bourbon together and shit like that. Yeah, and he's the father of my youngest grandson. Granddaughter,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, at this point, I can't even. The only thing I could just say is that the system has failed me many times. I've been lucky, and blessed that this time it kind of just went into my favor, and another part of me, which is my daughter, is by my side.
Yeah,
and the same way I am with her. And I'm not gonna fail her, I'm gonna try to do my best with everything that I can. And that's it. That's my main accomplishment. And whatever else comes out in between, personal life and work, in the industry, then it'd be a blessing, it'd be cool. But I feel like I've put a lot of work into this already, to where I don't even feel like I need to prove myself anymore. Because a lot of people know who I am already in the industry. They just choose to not acknowledge it or say it or approach it and be like, hey man, I've seen your work, this and that, whatever. I just feel like they just rather not affiliate themselves with me, or they're in a competitive mode with me or something like that, which I don't even know, but there is some where I do know, which again, I don't really care though. Like I know what I could do. I just need the opportunity, and that's it. And again, I can't force, the industry to give me a role, or to be like, hey, the only way I could show it now is like, I guess, take advantage of social media and just do my own projects, my own creativity with people who want to do it too with me, and show my skill there. Because nowadays that's like the new resume. If you really think about it, that's your new resume there. Like, if they're already asking you what's your following on social media, is because they're looking through it, and they're gonna see what's your resume like, what shows you've been on, what you can do, what's your talents, what's your what skills you got. Can you do a backflip? Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, can you box? Can you do? So again, it's your resume. It's not in writing anymore. It's like physically, you could just like turn on your phone and see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so whatever comes around with that, then I mean, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep going, until the opportunity comes and the chance is given to me, because man, I've been doing this for a while, and I've proven myself already, man. My foot's in the door already. Now it's just a matter of, who wants to work now? Like, let's do it, let's do it.
Steve, man, I want to thank you for coming by Hard Parking Studios.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. Thanks for having me. I know it's been a minute, but we'll see. Next couple of months, come through, update you with some things, or maybe next year, whatever. But thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, appreciate sounds good.
Cool.
That conversation, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how raw and open Steve was. I didn't ask perception versus reality. I get a sense of what the reality is, because everyone thinks if you're in the acting world and everything is easy, and Steve does all right. He has a living. He takes care of his children. He said some stuff on there that I kind of wanted to try to give some context to, because I noticed, he kept saying, he just wants opportunities to be given. Give me a chance. Give me an opportunity. The first thing you think of when you hear someone say that is, no, it's you earn the opportunities that you're given. And in the acting world, it's a little different. Like he has an acting reel. He's got a lot of material from On My Block, a lot of material from SWAT. It kind of sucks his story about the tax collector. I mean, imagine that. Imagine going out and spending money on a prosthetic, filming all day, a 45-minute, session, thinking that maybe it would be crunched down to 30 seconds to 2 minutes in a movie, and then only being in the movie for like 6 or 7 seconds. And then not really even not being invited to premiere. And there's a lot of that stuff that goes on in Hollywood, and it's just one of those deals where I really hope that he gets those breaks. He's a really good guy and he cares a lot. I think he's very prideful, and pride doesn't really get you anywhere. So through age comes perspective, but it's also that I admire how grounded he is, and I admire how unmoving he is with his thoughts and opinions. I think that's dangerous in that industry. I think it's dangerous to be part of something where you have to kind of, I wouldn't say kiss ass, but find creative ways to work yourself into more conversations and get yourself more opportunities. Because if people don't reach out and give him those opportunities, then he can't prove what he has. And so it seems like it's a very hard thing. And, I've had talent on here before. Obviously Noel G is the most well-known. I mean, Adam Carolla, but I don't think people even see Adam Carolla as an actor anymore, although he did do a couple stints. But from Victor Tagunde to, Reggie, and now Steve, and obviously Joseph Gatt, I'm sorry. But man, it's tough. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you say I haven't been given opportunities, it's easy to think, no, dude, you got to earn those opportunities. But I think in the acting world, it's different. But I do hope that he comes around in a sense where sometimes you have to throw your arm around somebody, even if it's disingenuous, and be like, hey, man, I would imagine if you're a director, you have people pulling at you from all directions, and it's hard to remember sometimes. It's like, oh, who is that? Oh, yeah. I saw Steve, and Steve didn't really say anything to me about it, but these other 3 dudes were hitting me up, and they want that chance. And Steve wants the chance too. I just hope that he gets those opportunities. But yeah, you have to create those opportunities. And so hopefully he's, he knows what he needs to do to create more of those opportunities. Because, man, he's a great guy, as you saw. His camera died with 40 minutes left in the pod. And I was going to cut it off originally, but I decided not to. And so we had to refilm the ending of that. That's why we kind of laughed at the end of it, because this was the second time we have done it. But, that's really all I have for my wrap up and my thoughts on that. So if this is your first time checking out the show, hopefully you leave a comment and you hit a like. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it on Spotify, just make sure you're dialed in. And if you're listening to it on any other platform, just do whatever you can to help pump this show up. One thing, right Honda and right Toyota, Spark Forge AI from Marcus Foundry, AutoCannon officially licensed Honda and Acura gear, Patreon business supporters, Kuya Automotive out of Winter Garden, Florida, Automotive Specialty Tool out of Owings Mills, Maryland, The Lucky Break Sports Breakers out of Caledonia, Michigan, Big House Small Home Design out of Ashburn, Virginia, and Caledonia, Michigan. And last but not least, Shaping Success Treasure Valley out of Boise, Idaho. And if you're positioned to help the podcast upgrade, you can join the Patreon for as little as $4 a month. Link is in the description. I want to thank Mark Stoneman, Catherine Cox, Eddie Ramos, Richard Graves, Bo Jung, Alex Camita, Drew Bunkley, Dre Mullins. Email the show info@hardparking.com. Make sure you're subscribed on all platforms. I will talk to you next week.
Shut up!